Welcome to Business Acumen, Session 8, Sustaining a Successful Business. Last week in the Session 7, we discussed on Is Bigger the Better Still Valid? This program is about creating a workforce that generates opportunities continuously and thus a thriving business. This is being brought to you by METL Global Perspectives, www.metl.in. Ever-changing business environment. Any business is subject to the forces that prevail in the environment that it operates in. Sometimes large-scale events like war, significant market movements affects the business. The ability to evolve and be on the cutting edge of technology are key ways to ensure a successful business that sustains over time. This requires regular scanning of the prevailing industry environment globally for changing customer preferences and investing in the right technology well in time. To be able to predict the future and therefore be able to move according is one of the very crucial skills that business and business leaders must have. Even successful business needs to survive. Any existing successful business needs to survive and grow. Being successful now does not mean success later. As leaders change, but organization culture remains. We all know sufficient example of these things. The external means which businesses can use to survive over the years is by acquiring businesses, new businesses, different businesses, acquiring assets, acquiring technology. The internal means through which a business can survive, one that is existing, one that is successful, current, can survive over the years is by empowering employees, transforming to an idea business, and developing its own new technology. Now, this is always a business strategy decision. How do you want to grow? Do you want to grow by acquiring technology and acquiring companies that have that technology? Or do you want to be a developer of new technology? Accordingly, the way to survive, to run your business, the way to operate your business, everything is going to depend on it. So are you an internal organization or are you an external focused organization? How do you want to grow? What is your secret sauce and recipe behind that? Think about it. Leadership team navigates changes. While several businesses such as Cargill, 3M, Mercedes-Benz, Ford Motors, Nokia, Congo Gumi, Corning, and others do sustain over a long period of time, remember that they also keep reinventing. They were something earlier, they evolved to something later. The leadership team of these organizations, the ownership team, they also change with time. And they together successfully navigate changes in economic environment, customer requirements, technology, production processes, industry dynamics, and therefore the associations that are created as a result of that. Understand that a business needs to be able to map all these moving dynamic parts and be able to configure the way in which that should work. It's very crucial to understand these aspects, and that's only where the successful business is all about. Automobiles, a case in point. Most well-known scenario is that of automobiles. It's largely documented, that's why it's known a lot. As countries started making roads, automobile makers also started making better cars which would not break down. Initially, people said horses and horse-drawn carriages are better than automobiles. But then things changed over time. With oil being inexpensive, the automobiles grew bigger and more comfortable. Rising incomes enabled more families to own automobiles, many owning more than one. The financial system extended credit to make it possible to purchase a vehicle with less cash outflow for a family. Even the government system lowered the age for getting a driving license. Spin-off effects. Such dynamics have spin-off effects. A company like Walmart started with the large discount format stores at the outskirts of cities where space was cheap. Their proposition was of lowest prices. The customer could just come in their car, pick up all the things that they could from the Walmart, and thus have a much better price value proposition. Now, all this became possible because of the advent of these large automobiles where people can come and pick up whatever they need for a month or two. Competitors that could not figure it out just fold it out. Many of them contested the Walmart model. Many of them it's said that it's all about exclusivity, it's not about price. But lo, what was prevalent was that people want the lowest prices. That's about it. The change is still going on. Over time, oil became expensive and automobile companies started turning to more efficient technology and more relevant designs. While the effort was on, an increased amount of consumption of oil led to rise of global pollution to never before seen levels. And this pollution was one which was impacting the whole world. It was not localized. So the pollution of one side, one country, can travel to other places and other countries. Thus, technology evolved to create electric vehicles or non oil based technologies. Would the traditional petrol or gas based automobile companies survive this? If they don't survive this, what will happen to the huge refineries, the oil organizations, therefore, which are there on the upstream? This has to be seen, and I believe that over the next 30 to 50 years, there will be a huge impact in this traditional environment and the traditional industries that are there in the complete oil value chain, upstream, midstream, and downstream. New order taking shape. This will lead to another big shift in the industry. The big shift brings in new players and changes that existing value chain in the industry. Volvo Cars has already announced the shift to all electric cars, and major automobile players are playing a catch up with Tesla. The point here is, why did the existing automobile companies with access to money, markets, distribution, and technology, perhaps technology, not move fast enough to produce the first electric car? In fact, Tesla Motors announced their intention many years before they actually brought the car to the market. Were these other companies just waiting and hoping that it will fail? And hydrogen fuel cars are being developed. The fuel cell technology is going to mature over the years, and we have to see what impact does that make. Remember, today each and every politician, each and every government head, each and every household family head, each and every person is worried about pollution. And something is going to shift because of that. When is that tipping point going to come? It is yet to be seen. But yes, that tipping point is bound to happen, and it will be happening soon. Transitioning through change. While several companies have made the transition over the years to stay relevant, largely through acquisitions or diversification, or building up new technology or investing in technology. Some of them are Nokia, that transitioned from a paper industry to an electronics giant. They rode the wave of telecom and the cellular telephony, and somehow they just caught it at the right time. 3M transitioned from a heavy industries focus to an innovative enterprise into all kinds of chemicals as well. Walt Disney transitioned from animation to an entertainment giant. HP transitioned from an electronic instruments company to an IT major. So many shifts, so many transitions happening. It's very interesting to see where this will lead in the future. Initiative-driven company fails. Many companies spend valuable time and energy on initiatives that yield very less outcome. These are the latest fads that the management endorses to look smart. Most of these are not needed, however, still carried on. Wasted effort means lost time, and that is very important to understand, because the time that you lose while spending on a useless initiative, that time doesn't come back. Even if you have got top-notch employees with you, if the focus is towards initiatives which are really not meaningful, what's the point of having all those employees? And even if they were after some years or months supposed to shift tracks, understand that an agile competitor is already months ahead in that case. And a lot more could have been achieved if the time was wisely deployed. Very crucial that stop this focus on initiatives. Instead, have a direction, a strategic direction on which you move. Initiatives which are of short-term duration are absolutely useless. It is useless for a country, it is useless for a company, it is useless for a family. What really shifts is this long-term orientation. Go to that long-term orientation and get it right first. The idea company survives. Businesses often falter due to lack of right amount of investment at the right time or for becoming complacent and taking things for granted while trying hard to maintain status quo. A sustainable business, an existing business which is doing well, is one which grows by anticipating customer requirements, evolving technology, and the business environment. Role of the board, which keeps a long-term view of the business, is fundamental in this evolution. So it's very important for the business to have the right board members who can guide this internally and externally, while the managers can bring up ideas for consideration depending on what is happening at the marketplace. The role of moving the rudder is with the board. And once that is moved, there's a significant shift in the direction in which the organization goes. It's very important not to just grab these small little opportunities that come the way, but it's very important to understand the shift, the whole complete fundamental shift that's going to happen. Idea organization, not initiative organization. An idea organization is one where good ideas are at the center stage, where adequate listening posts are there, where there is proper thought given to the ideas by the peer group supported by the seniors. Execution support is provided to the originator of the idea, where ideas can be evolved to entrepreneurial ventures with stakes to the employees who are the originators and executors of the idea. This is not about having an initiative once in a year for 3 days where great ideas are showcased and they are discussed and innovation possibilities or new technology possibilities are looked at. That is not what I am talking at all. This organization is wired that way. This organization generates ideas on a daily basis through its employees. They are discussed, they are disputed, and they are built upon. So that is the organization where real value is getting added to the businesses every day, in and out. And mind of the people are sharp enough to focus on these. Think about it. What are your thoughts at this point? What do you need to know more about? What do you need to do? Is your organization evolving and transforming, or trying to hold on to status quo by maybe even buying out certain competitors or small-time vendors? When was the last time there was a drastic shift with needed new capabilities to be brought into the organization? Do you think you will be able to sustain your successful business? Why do you think so? What is the unique thing that you are doing? How do you map the external environment? What are the new businesses that you are going to invest in? What are the new capabilities that you are going to build? Questions. Who is responsible for generating opportunities from employees? Is your business ready for sustaining over years and maybe decades? Is your business an idea business? Do you want to make your organization into an opportunity machine? Message me your ideas and I will try to revert as soon as I can. Reach me at saugata@metl.in. You can contact me over WhatsApp at 9966027808. Next week, we will be in the second last session, that is the session 9, where we talk about employees make the best businessmen.